Hello and welcome to the battle for the states. Now to the big battle for Telangana, the last of it, remaining one more day to go for campaigning in that state, and the face-off over the Rythu Bandhu scheme between the BRS and the Congress after the Election Commission ordered suspension of disbursement of funds till the model code of conduct is in place. Let's just take you through the issue. What's the scheme? It's an investment support for farmers. It's a flagship scheme of the BRS government announced in the year 2018 when it was re-elected to power. It gives 5,000 rupees per acre twice a year to support farmers in planting of 2 crops. The government spends over 15,000 crores in a year on that scheme. The Telangana government had got a clearance from the Election Commission to release funds in time for the sowing of the Rabi or winter crop there in Telangana. However, the permission was on the condition that the scheme should not be publicized or spoken about on campaign, not to be used for the political campaign here. BRS chief KCR's nephew and Telangana's finance minister Harish Rao is reported to have said in a public meeting that the money will be credited to farmers on 28th November and referred to the scheme, following which, of course, Harish Rao denies having made any such comments. Following this, the Election Commission suspends disbursement of money till the model code of conduct is in place. The BRS accuses the Congress of stopping farmers from getting money they've got from 2018 every year twice. Congress hits back saying categorically that it did not complain to the Election Commission about this. Let's play out the reactions from K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Chief Minister, the Finance Minister Harish Rao and the Congress that played out earlier in the day before we deep dive into the political conversation.
నిన్న మళ్ళా కాంగ్రెస్ మళ్ళా ఢిల్లీకి పోయి మళ్ళా షికాయత్ చేసి మళ్ళా రైతు బంధు ఆపేసినారు. రైతు బంధు ఆగితే వాళ్ళకి ఓట్లు వస్తాయి అనుకుంటున్నారు. ఎన్ని రోజులు ఆపుతావు నువ్వు? ఈ కాంగ్రెస్లో ఎన్ని రోజులు ఆపుతారు? 3 తారీఖు ఓట్లు లెక్క పడితే మళ్ళా మన గవర్నమెంటే వస్తుంది. బ్రహ్మాండంగా 6వ తారీఖు నుంచి మరి సంతోషంగా ఇచ్చుకుంటాం ఎవరు మోతాదు లేకుండా.
రైతు బంధు ఎప్పుడో మేము రైతుల ఖాతాలో వేయాలని కేంద్ర ఎన్నికల సంఘానికి విజ్ఞప్తి చేసినాం. కానీ కేంద్ర ఎన్నికల సంఘం నిన్నగాక మొన్న అనుమతిస్తే అల్లుడు హరీష్ రావు మామ చంద్రశేఖర్ రావు ఈ పథకాన్ని అడ్డం పెట్టి ఓట్లు దండుకోవాలని కుట్ర చేసి ఈరోజు ఏం జరిగిందో, హరీష్ రావు నోటి దుల వల్ల చంద్రశేఖర్ రావు రాజకీయ అతి తెలివితేటల వల్ల ఇవాళ రైతుల ఖాతాలో పడేయాల్సిన 5,000 కోట్ల రూపాయల రైతు బంధు పథకం అర్ధాంతరంగా ఆగిపోయింది. టిఆర్ఎస్ నాయకులను ముఖ్యంగా హరీష్ రావు ఎన్నను దొరికితే మా రైతులకు విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నా, లాగులో తొండలిచ్చి కొట్టండి నా కొడుకుల్ని.
3 తారీఖు తర్వాత మళ్ళా ఉండేది మా కేసీఆర్. 3 తారీఖు తర్వాత మళ్ళా రైతు బంధు పైసలు టింగు టింగు టింగున మా అకౌంట్లలో పడతాయి.
Well, that political exchange is the topic of conversation. Also remember, lots happening in Telangana over today and tomorrow till the end of campaigning, and then of course voting in that state on the 30th of November. Joining me this evening, Krishank Mane, spokesperson of the BRS, Dr. Ajay Alok, spokesperson of the BJP, and also with us Supriya Shrinet, national spokesperson of the Congress, and with me my colleague Uma Sudhir. First to you, Uma, before we get to the political exchange on this panel, let's lay down the facts of what happened and what the scheme is. Just take us through exactly the sequence of events and comments that led to this decision by the Election Commission.
Okay, at the outset, let me put it this way, that if the BRS had been allowed to distribute the Rythu Bandhu funds, that should have been a shot in the arm for the BRS. But being denied is not going to really take away any political advantage from them. For the Congress, if the funds had been allowed to be distributed, that would have been a setback. But now that they have been stopped from being distributed, the Congress can heave a sigh of relief that the BRS is not getting any advantage. This is a scheme that's been in place for the last 5.5 years. So for the last 11 cropping seasons, farmers in Telangana have been receiving it. So 72,000 crore rupees, 66 lakh farmers, and this is a scheme that everyone knows about, and they have been getting the money in their account, and therefore this is not something that was hinging on this particular installment being delivered just 2 days before. Of course, there would have been a psychological advantage that the BRS gets when money comes into the account and the cell phone buzzes with the notification of money having come into the account. That's the only psychological advantage that we are working with. Of course, in 2018 as well, something similar had happened, and I remember several Congress leaders saying that they believe that that certainly had helped the BRS electorally, and that the Congress had suffered because of that. So the Congress had, in fact, before November 3, they had said that this money should be distributed. What happens is that every farmer gets 5,000 rupees per acre per season. That adds up to 10,000 rupees per acre for a year. And the Rabi season and Kharif season, there are 2 seasons of growing in Telangana. And for the Rabi season, the installments start coming in from October to January. So the BRS government has never given a date about when it will be giving out the money into the account. So there is flexibility on that count. Now, of course, the BRS has told the Election Commission that because of the way the rains are playing out, and therefore they are saying that the farmers are going to be in a little bit of a distress if we don't release the funds. But I would think it's just 3 days to go, or for elections itself to happen, and therefore the Election Commission, what it takes, the decision that it takes is left to itself. But the Congress had said if you want to give the money, give it before the 3rd of November. But that did not happen, and subsequently on the 24th of November they said, Election Commission said this is an ongoing scheme and we do not mind if the money is transferred by DBT, but there were conditions that were laid. That included not adding new beneficiaries, not having politicians going out there and being visible as reaping electoral benefit from this particular scheme. That's something that the BRS was told not to do. But with a video of Mr. Harish Rao going viral, in which he says that because it's a Saturday-Sunday weekend, we are not able to give the funds. Monday is Kartik Purnima, again a holiday, and Tuesday morning, your phones will start ringing, will start buzzing with the notifications, and you will also remember that KCR has given you this particular scheme. This one, obviously understandable that he's trying to make political point there that KCR is the one giving the scheme. But that is something that the EC found objectionable and has now said that we are putting a stop to this, that they cannot go ahead with disbursal of funds. Back to you.
Right. Thank you for putting that whole thing in perspective. My first question to you, Krishank Mane, why blame the Congress? Because it is an election commission decision, A, and B, obviously it seems that just a day before voting, if money is going to hit the accounts of people, it would be seen as in something in favor of the ruling government. So why not wait till the Model Code of Conduct comes to a close?
Veera, number one, we should understand the exact date of events. October 26, 2023, Congress former PCC President, Mr. Uttam Kumar Reddy, approached the Election Commission of India first. He took the whole Rythu Bandhu issue and kept it into the dock of the Election Commission of India. Now, it was, number one, a brainchild of Chief Minister KCR and an ongoing scheme. So if the Congress party wouldn't make a hue and cry, it wouldn't have been 1 day or 2 days before the polls. Maybe it would have been disbursed the first week of the November. But it was the Congress which approached the Election Commission of India. Now, Election Commission of India, after taking a lot of time, just a couple of days ago, has given a statement, has cleared it to be dispersed to the farmers. Today, it was again Congress Party's Vice President, Mr. Narendra, who has written, I'm quoting from the Times of India, he has written to the Election Commission of India that this will benefit the BRS and this has to be stopped. Now our question is, rule of law in this nation applies to all. When Kisan Samman Nidhi was released, very recently when Rajasthan elections were going on, Madhya Pradesh elections were going on, and if you see the speeches of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in Rajasthan, he did speak about Kisan Samman Nidhi. When Kisan Samman Nidhi can be delivered, why Rythu Bandhu should be stopped is our question. Congress asks for it and Bharatiya Janata Party is, of course, Government of India, they stop it. Our point is,
Okay, let me get Supriya to respond to that. Let me get
stopped.
Supriya to respond to that allegation that you're making. Supriya, respond to that allegation that's being made.
No, so I think the one fact that has been very conveniently left out by the BRS spokesperson is the fact that Harish Rao, the nephew of Mr. KCR, went to town and said that this money is going to hit account, and so he did violate the one condition that EC had given its nod over, and the violation was that the EC had clearly said it will not be used during elections. He still chose to do that, and which is why EC withdrew. So the reality is that the farmers are not going to get money because the BRS played foul. That's point number one. Point number two, Mr. Modi consistently violates the model code of conduct. Whether it is his photo ops right in the middle of elections, whether it's doing a rally in the silent period in a neighboring district, whether it is announcing schemes that are actually central government schemes and making it appear like state government schemes, whether it's promising 500 rupees a cylinder in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Telangana, whereas he's done zilch as far as, cheap prices are concerned in the rest of the country where he is in government is another thing. But two wrongs are not going to make a right. I mean, this is not going to be justified because he does something wrong. You violated the condition on which the principle was which the permission was given, and so you've had to pay a price. The farmers in Telangana are not going to get states money. It's not money that's coming from the BRS coffers. It's the states money because the BRS violated a condition, and they have only themselves to blame, and the farmers should also blame them. And this is all happening in cahoots.
Quick response from you, Kishank, before I go to the BJP. Quick response. It's the BRS finance minister who violated the election and mentioned about the scheme, says the Congress, and hence it's been pulled back.
No, we are not saying this. That's the condition on which the election commission has pulled back its approval. We're not the ones saying it. It's a factual point that I'm putting across.
Veera, consciously, the Congress party wanted to exclude the point that the Congress has written, Mr. Niranjan, the Vice President, has written to the Election Commission of India. They are omitting that point. Yes, see, Harish Rao ji, as an elected representative, as a leader who has been with the agitation, has spoken about Rythu Bandhu. Do you expect us to stop using the word of Rythu Bandhu, which we have actually brought? We haven't said that you vote for us because we are releasing it. No, we haven't asked for a vote. It is a scheme. So please don't do these kind of theatrics. Someone from Veera, this kind of thing is not done. This is not a dharna place or a drama place. Someone from Delhi comes.
This is what the state is saying to you, and you have no answers to that. You have looted Telangana for the last 10 years, and they will teach you a lesson on how
you wait
and watch.
No, let's stick to the Rythu Bandhu. Supriya, please, can we just stick to the issue on air? Issue is the Rythu, and it's an extremely important issue because this is not just related to Telangana. I'd love to
Veera,
because the condition was violated.
This is the emotional issue of Telangana. People from Delhi, sitting in Delhi, cannot tell bye-bye to our KCR, our Telangana chief minister. Please, you will. Oh, please, Delhi people, please, bye-bye to you. Rahul Gandhi will come. Rahul Gandhi will go back to his vacation again.
Okay.
It is KCR who will stand by the farmers. Rahul Gandhi, please get out of Telangana. Rahul Gandhi and his Delhi batch, please get out of Telangana.
You are now standing at a
let's have one.
Congress is talking.
Both of you take a deep breath. Both of you take a deep breath. I'm going to get the BJP in. Both of you take a deep breath. Both of you, please take a deep breath. I'm just going to get the BJP into this conversation, get Uma as well to give us one quick comment before I come back to it. And I'd like to keep this conversation focused on it because this is primarily on how welfare schemes work. It actually sparks off a much larger debate. Where does the BJP stand on this issue, sir? You give us a stand on what the BJP, because this is an issue which seems to be sensitive, where nobody wants to say, no, we won't allow this scheme to go on. But at the same time, it's something that the ruling administration could benefit from.
See, if you are running a scheme and you are a responsible government, then it's your duty bound to complete the scheme. Why the BRS didn't distribute this before elections were announced? Like the BRS spokesperson was saying why Pradhan Mantri Samman Nidhi Yojana was distributed when Rajasthan elections were wrong. Please check your facts. It was distributed before the elections. It does not cross the line of election, number one. And to talk about the issue after distribution is not a crime. But before distributing, if your minister started talking about it and started taking publicity advantage, then it's not a level playing field. That's what Election Commission objected to. Because earlier, even in the past, 15 days back, when you approached the Election Commission regarding this scheme that we have to be distributed, Election Commission said that you can distribute it, but without propaganda. But you guys were into propaganda, so Election Commission stopped it. Now, as far as going as a habitual offender, let me remind Madam that just few days back, one day before the election, Chief Minister of Rajasthan was stopped for advertising because he was violating Model Code of Conduct. You are a habitual offender. Even on the Twitter handle when you said, and we have given a written complaint about your all guarantees, what you launched just 2 days before the election. So it's for everyone to see that who is the habitual offender. Both are habitual offenders.
Habitual offender
Both
of the
are
Model
habitual
Code of
offenders.
Conduct
Actually,
in
this
this
is
country
the
Mr.
position.
Narendra Modi.
And she is in
So
a
it's
habit of
very rich
speaking
coming from the BJP as far as the Model Code of Conduct is
People will say you bye-bye.
concerned. The day elections are
People
happening,
of this country is saying Congress bye-bye.
The day 5 of our brave hearts are killed and their bodies are coming
People
back.
in this
He wants to
country
take a
saying
sortie. So
Congress
please
bye-bye.
don't.
So
It's
keep on
very
doing
rich
this.
coming from somebody
No, we are
as
both are
high
going to be bye-bye.
So please keep quiet.
Supriya, Dr. Alok, can we focus on this? Can we focus on the issue at hand? This is extremely important, and I'll tell you why it's important. I want to get Uma involved in this because farmers expect that money at one point of time. It's important for the cropping patterns. Should it have been released earlier, before the government? Why take political gains out of it, given that it's a scheme? There are important issues. And at the same time, it is an emotive issue for any political party to turn around and say, I'm going to stop that scheme from going through at whatever time. Uma, it's a delicate issue, in terms of how it is. And I think the BRS has important questions to answer and why it should be timed around voting day.
See, it's like this. For the BRS, this is certainly a flagship scheme and something that has earned it not just goodwill in Telangana, but this is a scheme that's been emulated by other state governments as well. And should I say, that the central government's PM Saman is also in a sense modelled on the direct benefit transfer to the farmers. Right. So this is something that is well established for the farmers of Telangana, and that goodwill perhaps will continue as well. To me, even the pension scheme is something that reaches about 48 lakh people, and that is also something that's getting into the account of the people, and there are no questions or controversies around it about why people should get it. The debate perhaps should be at this stage about all the parties actually competing with each other to give out doles which are going to leave the finance of the state in doldrums. While the Telangana government argues that it's a time when we can borrow more because we want to make our system more, our economy more productive. But this is a question that perhaps would need answers, because the Congress put out a manifesto and the BRS in a sense tried to compete with it and do one better on it, but they do not discuss about, the BRS will put aside the tenant farmers, laborers they are not talking about, and the Congress will not talk about certain other issues which they know is not giving comfort to their electoral prospects. Back to you.
Right. Supriya, my question is very simple, and this is to all three of you. I want to go one after the other without having a clash here. There are several welfare schemes, many which were announced earlier. Now, obviously, every government that announces a welfare scheme takes political benefit out of it. Given that context, how do we go about this last-minute exercise? Last minute, it's been pulled back. Obviously, it's the decision of the Election Commission. Now, how do political parties go about this?
I just simply hope that India's election watchdog, the Election Commission, is going to be as stern as this, even when the Prime Minister violates this Model Code of Conduct. And as far as Telangana is concerned, the result is that for the last 10 years, the BRS government has been saddled with allegations of corruption. The BRS government has performed zilch as far as the common people are concerned. Debt has gone up to over 5 lakh crore rupees. And now the timing of this scheme is what we had questions on. We had said, you distribute money, but do it by the 3rd of November. Why did they choose not to do it? They got the permission from the Election Commission to give the money. Even on the 28th, they could have given the money, but the Election Commission put a rider, said you cannot talk about it in elections, in poll rallies. Their minister chose to violate that condition.
Before I get to BJP.
Violate the condition. And BJP has not understand that. They may not be able to open
I think she should be silent.
So they may not be able to open it.
Please, 1 minute, Krishank Mane.
So let's not
Krishank Mane, your turn. Please go ahead. No one speaks. No one else speaks. Just Krishank Mane.
Veera, first thing we should understand the crop season. Currently, right now, the produce is already being purchased, number one. The next season is to start. They are saying that why didn't you do it on the November 3rd? Then who are to be blamed for that? You were the one who sought Election Commission's direction. Did Election Commission allow us to do on the November 3rd? No. Election Commission cleared it very recently. Now, and we have not chosen it for the poll date.
You could have done it before
Generally it happened. No, madam, please. Please, why are you trying to interrupt? Don't be so noisy and loud. This is not a dharna place. See, my point is...
Reserve your comments and answer the question. Stop cheating the people of Telangana.
Oh, please, you have been the cheaters. Telangana, your Revant Reddy has called Sonia Gandhi as...
Let's stick to the issue, please.
Your Revant Reddy has called Sonia Gandhi...
Let's stick to the issue, please. Let me just get 1 minute. It's either a BRS versus Congress battle or a BRS versus Congress versus BJP battle.
She doesn't want to talk.
Quickly,
She doesn't
Dr.
want
Alok.
us to talk. See, I have been factually correct when I said Kisan Samman Nidhi. Rahul Gandhi is a liar, madam. You don't have to, please. You have lost. Your Revant Reddy has called Sonia Gandhi murderer. You don't want to talk about the farmers. You're just diverting the issue.
I just wish we understand and we have some clarity for farmers. Frankly, I think
you're the duckards of this nation.
I think in this political exchange we're forgetting the farmer. Dr. Alok. Dr. Alok, final thoughts. Final word from you.
You have murdered the Telangana youth.
Telangana is going to
Revant Reddy has called your Rahul Gandhi as Pappu.
Wait and watch.
Revant Reddy has called Rahul Gandhi as Pappu.
The loot and the dacoity that you have done, you will have...
What have you done for Telangana? What have you done for Telangana? Aren't you satisfied that you looted
Dr. Alok,
10 years of Telangana?
Dr. Alok, final comments from you.
You have seen the blood of Telangana youth.
Dr. Alok, final comments from you. Can we please...
My final comment
It looks like the BRS Congress battle, the BJP getting squeezed out.
And what you are seeing right now on your TV channel, it's just nothing. It's again a fighting between BRS and Congress just for one vote, and that is minorities. They are not fighting because they are concerned with the development of Telangana. They are only fighting because minorities decide which side. They are fighting because of that. They are not concerned about the welfare of the people of Telangana.
We are talking about farmers.
They are deliberately doing it, and Congress has no moral stand to question because they keep on doing themselves.
This is real-time substance, Uma, drowning in the political exchange of you, me, etc. The farmers, remember, Uma, ultimately, and I'm giving you the last word, the farmers were expecting some money.
While the farmer is the one who is suffering, each political party is managing to actually take political mileage out of it, because the Congress, on the one hand, is now saying that it is Harish Rao to blame for not paying out, while the BRS has been saying that it is the Congress which complained and therefore they are to blame. So the loser in all of this, as always, perhaps the voters of this country, in this case, the farmers.
Well, on that note, that's all we have time for. Remember, there are facts on this issue which needs to be understood carefully. Arguments on both sides, but thank all three of you for joining us here, all three political spokespersons, for giving us your thoughts. We'll keep a close tab of every little development happening in Telangana till the end of campaigning, and then on voting day, and then on counting day. It's a fascinating election in Telangana, the battle for Telangana. That'll be our focus till the results come out. That's all we have time for. The news continues here on NDTV.